All right, here we go, guys. And if this seems like deja vu, don't turn this video off. I promise you it's not the same video. It's definitely a different video. Although the location, i.e. the basement of my house, the outfit, the Jigging World cap, the Jigging Jerk sweatshirt looks the same. No beard this time. It is a totally different video. And those of you that follow the channel know that about a year ago, a little over a year ago, I published a video announcing that after 5 years, I was quitting the charter business. And I went into a lot of detail regarding why I was doing that, primarily around the fact that I did work a full-time, and notice the 10-stair work. At the time, I was working a very stressful full-time job in financial services, managing a large global team. And the amount of time that I had free was limited. And when you factor in the fact that chartering involves a lot of work, the day of the event, planning for it, coordinating everything, and, you know, especially with a really big, not very fuel efficient boat, it just got to be too much after 5 years. I realized that I was looking forward to the winters when really people should never do that. You should look forward to the times when you can go out fishing. And back in January, and let's take a step back, actually. Let's talk about, and hopefully those of you that are in this industry will understand, the financial services industry has gotten very constricted from a fees perspective. Everyone is looking to maximize their fees in a very tough environment. And I worked at a large bank, and all our clients were going through the same thing. Our clients were investment funds, and they were doing their best to cut costs, and we were doing our best to cut costs, right? We're a publicly traded company, and it involved a lot of uncomfortable decisions, especially as a manager. And it's a position I never hope to be in again. But back in January, I was down in Florida, and an opportunity came up where, you know, I could leave my job, and that ultimately happened in March. So as of March, I am no longer employed in any full-time capacity. And the reason I waited so long to make this video is I was down in Florida till mid-March. Many of you know that my boat, an Eastward 24 catamaran, is being built, and I had to wait for that boat to get built, shipped up north. The electronics are now in. We are still waiting on a couple of things, bottom paint, a transducer, and some odds and ends on the boat. But the goal is to have the boat in the water on April 26th, and I have to do the 20-hour break-in period on the Twin Mercs. But there was, you know, that caused a little bit of a delay in me announcing this. And what I didn't say, the big part of the delay, besides being in Florida and waiting for the boat to get decked out, is that I didn't apply for my charter license to be renewed at the end of last year. I didn't think I was going to be doing this. I didn't realize I was going to make the decision I made, this semi-retired decision that I'm going to talk about. So I ripped it up and shredded it, and in the trash it went, thinking I was not going to need it. And of course I did need it. But I also had the new boat, and when I got back to New York and I had the VIN number for the boat and all that good stuff, and I went and registered it with the DMV, I did send in the application. And today, this morning, it's Tuesday, what is it? Tuesday, April 16th, when I went to the post office, what was waiting for me in the mailbox but my charter license renewal. So now I can legally, tell you guys that I am back in business, certified by New York State to run these charters with the new boat, and I'm very excited by it. Again, if we go back to last year's video, I articulated the reasons why I didn't want to do this anymore, and it really was that stress of 2 full-time jobs. And I think I even went into detail about every time I did run a charter those 5 years. As soon as I got home, the first thing I always did while my clips were downloading, my batteries for the GoPro were recharging, is I grabbed my work computer, logged in, and typically had to wade through 400 to 500 emails, many of them requiring my attention. And that's just the life if you're a director at a large financial services company. It's stuff you just have to do. You can't say I'm on vacation, I'm not answering it. It doesn't work that way. So with that out of the way, with that full-time job out of the way, I am going to go back to chartering, amongst other things. I also have an idea for another YouTube channel focused on this area of Long Island. I'll have more details about that in the coming weeks. And it won't change the fact that I'll have more subscriber trips and all that good stuff. I'll be able to publish a lot more content without the full-time job, especially when the part-time semi-retired job is going to be fishing charters again. So we'll be running the charters out of my new Eastward 24 catamaran. Yes, it is smaller than my CV32, but for me, it will allow me to potentially be more profitable, especially now that this will be my primary source of income than the CV was. The CV was getting, about 1.4 miles a gallon at cruise. This boat will be over 2. I think it'll be in the low to mid 2s, 2.2 to 2.5. It's getting bottom painted now. So we'll know more after it's bottom painted and able to run it a little more. It only has 1 hour on it right now. But everything else virtually from last year will be the same, except the prices will go down a little. And there's a reason for that. We'll get into that in a second. We are still doing 4-person charters. The price will be $1,200 for an ocean charter, $1,000 for a charter east of Orient Point, but not in the ocean, and then $800 for a full day charter from Orient Point west. I think those are fair prices. I think they're in line with, if not cheaper than what most of my competitors charge. And like I said, it is cheaper than last year. And the reason for that, I'm in a new marina this year. They don't have fish cutting areas, and I'm going to be docked next to a hotel, and filleting fish on the boat is just not doable. So last year, where I was charging $1,300 for those ocean trips and $900 for an inshore trip, those prices are $100 lower this year. There is a fish market just up the block from where I'm going to keep the boat docked, and you can certainly bring your catch as soon as we get off the boat right there. And I'm sure it'll cost a lot less than $100 to have your fish fillet there. And quite honestly, they'll do it a lot faster than I do it. Those of you that have seen me fillet know there's a reason why I've never done a fish filleting video. I'm not the worst, but certainly not something I want the internet to harangue me over. Continuing, I have my website. It's up to date with all the pricing information. That's www.justfishinglongisland.com. And there is a form on there that allows you to reach out to me. But the easiest way to inquire about a date is to just send me an email. And the email is easy, jiggingjerks@gmail.com. And again, all this will be in the description of the video. And I did have note cards. Let's see if I forgot anything. How to contact me. Differences from last year. Yeah, so I guess just one last thing I want to maybe just bring up. And, I'm going to do this for this year. And I'm hoping it works out. Ideally, I will make enough money doing this to pay all my boat expenses and to pay a living wage for me. And I don't live a very extravagant lifestyle. I don't really go on vacation. My vacation is fishing. I'm relatively frugal with my money. I don't eat out a lot. I go to the supermarket once a week. I look for bargains. So I'm hoping this is like my semi-retired life, that I'll charter 3 to 4 times a year. I'll make enough money to pay my medical insurance. I've invested wisely. I've been a saver. So my goal is to see if I can do this to pay those living expenses, again, the insurance, the taxes, things like that, and not dip into any of that savings that I've accumulated over 30 years of very diligent saving. And if I can do that, then this will be my life, and it'll be doing something I love every day, having a great time on the water every day, or 3 to 4 times a week, and still have time to publish videos. I'm hoping to do at least 2, hopefully 3 videos a week. And like I said, more to come on my second YouTube channel. We've not started filming content for it yet, but it's something that's not really fishing related, but related to the area that I live in, and I'll have more details. I'm going to tie it into a subscriber contest, hopefully sometime in May. So there you go. If you do want to reach out this year for a charter, justfishinglongisland.com, or just send me an email, jiggingjerks@gmail. Let me know what you're interested in. The website does have my phone number on there, but it's always easier to start by email, but happy to take your calls as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry in advance for the flip-flopping, but I'm very happy with this decision, and I'm really looking forward to the 2024 fishing season. Like I said, if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you're not already a subscriber and you like content like this, please consider subscribing.